G'day guys, how you going? And welcome back to another episode here on the Everyday Explorer. I know it's been a while, but I'm back in the shed today. I'm working on the big rig behind me and I've had some really good progress. So come with me and I'll take you through where I'm up to in the 4J80 series build. All right, straight into where I left you from the last episode, working on the big 4J here, and it is all back together. As you can see, there's a couple of things still left to do, but I've got the belts on and I've got all the performance parts on there as well. You might have noticed last time that I had some issues with the sump. Here we go, we got a brand new shiny sump on the bottom end of this 4J. I'll throw up to a few photos here and about here-ish of the comparison between the two-wheel drive and the four-wheel drive sump. That might be handy for a few people online, but I have to say that the 4x4 sump works with the girdle and the 4x2 sump does not work with the girdle. Here's a photo of the girdle on the engine, looking nice and shiny, so that's going to protect the bottom end, strengthen it up, and to make sure it's all nice and safe for some big boost. Speaking of big boost, we've also got this arrive in the mail. It's just a Flex F44 Turbo. So this is a high performance turbocharger from Flex. It's got a big inlet. It is the V2 variant, so it's got the bigger front housing on it to push a little bit more air. I've currently got it just, mock up bolted here to the factory cast manifold, which I'm going to try and make this work with an adapter or some sort, but check it out. Nice and shiny, big snail that it's going to get bolted onto the 4J. Now that's not going to happen just yet because I'm going to put this engine in the car first. I've got a couple things left to do. I've got intake manifolds to go on, turbo on that side, and I've got a few things to put on the front. But I've got to show you another thing that I put on the engine. Check this out. Another performance part here is the Ross Racing crank damper on the front. So that in combination with the girdle is going to make this thing absolutely bomb-proof. And look at it. It is looking so good. I got it off the stand, it's currently on the crane, and we're getting ready to chuck this thing in the car. So look, I've got to say, I didn't take you through the process of rebuilding the engine, taking the head off and all those sorts of things, purely because, as I mentioned in the last previous episodes, I didn't actually know what I'm doing, and after going through the workshop manual and the process now, I would love to explain that to you now. However, I'm not taking this engine apart again just to explain it for YouTube. So quite simply, you can follow the workshop manual. It is really easy. It shows you step by step exactly what you need to do, what components need to come off, torque settings to put it all back together, and it actually is really easy. Internally, it is all the same, all the stock pieces, but I had to pull it all together just to swap this sump over, and I put the girdle in as well, but everything else is stock. Other than the Ross Racing damper as well, sorry. But yes, other than that, all of the componentry on the inside of the motor will be stock standard. So I look forward to showing you guys how much horsepower you can get out of these 4Js with a few simple tweaks. I've got the A340 transmission here, the Ace transmission, with the transfer case from Aussie 4J Adapters. Thank you again, mate, for providing these adapters. They work an absolute treat. And what I'm up to now is actually getting this crane moving and putting the whole thing in the car. But first, I want to show you something else I've added. All right, what I've done is I've put the Bullbar on, this brand new R&D Industries Havoc bar on the 80 series Land Cruiser with the custom grille and the Toyota light up light. I know you guys love this and it is going to look absolutely epic once it is complete. Let's get a nice wide shot there for you. No engine for now, but not for long. So I'm going to be taking this off here today, taking the grille out and putting the whole 4J in there. Right, so for insurance purposes, I am filming this section here. I've got it all strapped up. I've taken the transfer case off the engine, bolted it all up to the best I can. Got a couple of straps here to help it adjust this when it gets in the car. Put the engine mounts on, and I think it's go time. All right, so what I'm gonna do is set you up on a tripod, and you can either watch me catastrophically fail, or we're going to put a 4J in an 80 series today. All right, let's do it. Okay, very good. All right, I got it on the crane. We're up. We're over the height of the chassis there. So now it's just a matter of sliding this thing in ever so gently. So come along for the ride. This is nerve-wracking stuff.
A few minutes later.
All right, and just like that, due to the magic of video editing, we have the 4J in. So yeah, as I just mentioned, we now have the 4Jj1 Isuzu engine bolted down into the 80 series Land Cruiser for the last time. It's not coming back out now. I'm gonna do all the rest of the mods here in the car. The gearbox is bolted up underneath using the factory cross member Aussie 4J adapters. Michael, thank you very much. That adapter worked absolutely perfect. This was a manual 80 series, and the transfer case, gearbox, cross member, whatever you want to call it, fit absolutely perfectly, bolted straight up. So, all right guys, well that might be a wrap for this episode. I've now got the 4J in the car, the rebuild's done, the girdle's in, the turbo's arrived, I've got the wiring harness, I've got all the rest of the goodies that I need to make this thing happen. So now's the time, crunch time, to get all of this back together and get this thing driving and out the door. So thank you very much for watching this far along in the episode and keeping up with the build. As you know, we're going to be having a drive day with this car once it is built. I'll put a QR code here if you want to tag along, scan the QR code, chuck your details in, and you'll be invited to go on a four-wheel drive trip here in Southeast Queensland. But anyway, stay tuned. Hope you enjoyed. See you next time.